just played you that intro there because it was in January. It was in January 25th, the 25th of January 2022, when the market Bitcoin was around 40,000, that I drew the purple line and I said, we're gonna hit 12,000. So, thank you, friend. Thank you, Betty. And thank you, Crypto Messi. So what I want to do today is, because I think a lot of the questions, I mean, we're very close to Bitcoin 12,000, right? So I do want to, for all of you, because I want to go through a few charts today to see where potentially the low could be for some of the top quality coins. Remember, quality over quantity, and how I think that would fit in with the narrative of Bitcoin 12,000. I mean, but we gotta say, what a day it's been, right? So anyway, enjoy this. It's 2 minutes, just to remind yourself. 2 minutes. This is the video that we published January, I think, 25th. But what is so magnificent about today is that I'm gonna draw 2 further purple lines. Let's get on with it. There we go. So you can see I drew one here at around 20,000. And if we're gonna see a real global meltdown, financial depression, as I actually think we are gonna, well, then the 4th purple line is gonna be hit as well. This is general directions. Remember, I never try to sell at the top or buy at the bottom. So I think we got that. That was it. So now that we are in line with that, I think we should start. So we're going to go through a little bit about the price predictions, where we think the market is going to be heading. Then we're going to go over some news, a little bit of geopolitical news as well, and also to see how the mainstream media doesn't really want to put any light on Russia and India's, for example, great relationship. That'll be towards the end. So let me know how you are doing. Are you scared or not? It's important. Please let me know. But I hope if you follow this channel, there's no reason to be scared. Anyway, we need to start, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well, then do me a favor, hit like, smash, and subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I am number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's young, he's handsome, he's a prophet, he's a poet. They know it. I must be the greatest. I told the world.
First things first, let's go in and have a little look at the level of market manipulation as always. And I mean, what a day it's been, right? I don't think that a lot of us would have thought that would go so quick. But the thing is, when it goes quick, right? Yesterday was a bad day. We are just, again, looking at the 15 minutes, just as always, because we want to look at, the correlation between the big cryptocurrencies, right? So we got Bitcoin down 12%. Wow, at 16,000, I think we were down. So we got a new, 2022 low of 15,583, right? Which was hit just a few hours ago. And then, but of course, when we look at these 4 charts, we can see they look like Soul Brothers, right? A correlation of 0.99, almost 1. It does look a little bit more severe here in Cardano, down 10% at 32 cents on the dollar. We got DOT at $5.37, down 14%. We got ETH down 14%, and now we got Bitcoin down 12%. So let's go ahead and have a look at where we are. Well, first things first, where we can see volume has really, if we really look at we're looking at the weekly, at the 7-day moving average. Now today we're not going to spend too much time. Obviously, we see that we have gone through the 7-day moving average. It is really funny. I always say that I suck at technical analysis, and in fact, I'm perhaps number 1 in technical analysis. 7-day moving average and weekly is all we need. I am joking a little bit, but you got to keep things simplistic, and that's a good proof for that, I find. However, so we got this purple line here, right? And it's around the 12,000. There are also some voices that could say we could go down lower to 7 or 8,000. That remains to be seen. Of course, you can read the charts by that and see that could be the ultimate level of support. But a year ago, or 9 months ago, when we published that video, that would be, people didn't even believe we were gonna hit 20 nor 12. So I do believe that 12 is a target. So this can happen quick, right? I mean, this can happen really quick, because if we now scale out a little bit and we look at the daily, I mean, just look at it here, right? 3-4 days ago, we were 21, and I know that lots of channels, right? They were talking about, we could go to 24, 25, right? And we could go right up here, and I don't know, there were many places we could go, right up here to 25. I mean, you don't hear me say that. I mean, you hear me say spike up and down, spike up and down. Now, and we also never know what the trigger event can be. And I also want to tell you, there is one channel there is just as good as I, or better. I'm not talking about Investors Traders Reality. I always forget his channel name, but I will mention it. He's the best technical analyst there is. And I've been following him now for a year. I gotta say, he's spot on. He's good. Me and him, I mean, we both predict the same, the same goals. But he used different techniques and metrics than I do. But he is really, I have to say, fantastic. So remind me to share his name. What I wanted to say is how quickly we have gone from 21,000 down to, and today we're at 15,000, right? I mean, and it's important that you look at these red candles, because, I mean, now we're really not far away from the 12,000. And timing the market is the most difficult. I want to jump to a slide where we're going to look at the historical drawdowns and timing, because timing is ultimately important. Just before we move on, I always pointed out we have used Kraken, Binance, KuCoin, Gate, Huobi, never FTX. That's a little side note I wanted to say. What I wanted to point out here is we have looked before Bitcoin's historical corrections, right? Now, since 2013, we saw that 14 months, and we saw Bitcoin drop 86% from its high. In 17, where we saw a high of almost 20,000, it took 14 months to drop 83% to 3,220. And now we have, it's not completely updated, this slide, as you can see, but because of the high, and so you can see in October 2021, we had a high of 64,000. Now, obviously, this low is not 17,000, but it's 15,000. However, we are now in November, 13 months, and we are a bit more down than the 72%. So perhaps Bitcoin 12,000 by November, December, and that would equal around 81%. I don't know. It still doesn't look so bad, does it now? That's why, that's just, a little bit of a I don't even know, technical analysis, you could say. So let's get back to, so as I'm saying, we can see these steep drops coming out of nowhere. So 12 is really not far away, but it could also take another month or 2 or 3 or be beginning of next year. Timing the market is the most difficult. Now, let's go in and look at Ethereum also. Here we can see Ethereum, of course, also a drop. Now, remember, I think I had around the 800, I think, that I said that we will see Ethereum go down to. And I think we're very much on target. So now we're going to start analyzing just a few. Usually we always look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now I'm going to just show 1 or 2 or 3 more coins, so you can do that yourself, right? Now, why here do I think that at this point around, I think, let's scroll out here. You can see here in June is where we kind of had, a low, right? This was June 2022. Now let's go over and we look at Binance and see at Bitcoin and see where it was in June 2022. It was here. We are lower than that in Bitcoin's price. But I think the altcoins, they're going to move differently. And this is why I want to point this out. So let's go on also weekly. So you can see here, this is where we have, this was the 18th, the 13th of June, the week. Now we are lower in Bitcoin than the 13th of June. But if you go and look at Ethereum, and we look here at the weekly, you will go in and see at the 13th of June, we have still not hit the level, the price, as it was with Ethereum in June the 13th. You see, it was lower than it is today. So basically, what I could imagine is that we could see Ethereum go down to hit around 800, 900, let's say 900. And that would probably be where Bitcoin would hit around 12,000. Now, let's look at another coin. For example, if we look at Curve, as you know, that I love. I think Curve is a quality DeFi coin. I think this could be very close to the low. Let's scroll out around here. I'm not sure that they will go much lower. Of course it could. Curve is maybe not here the best example. But I do think that the alt quality top altcoins, they will move, they will turn around before Bitcoin and Ethereum. At least that's what they've done in the past, right? I mean, let's look at Aave. See, with Aave, I think it's easier to see what I'm trying to say. So you can see here on the 13th of June, here. I mean, I can draw a line if that makes it easier. You know, I'm good at drawing lines. Boom. And I think this would be around where we could see, for example, Aave go down to. Now, Aave is now at what is it, at 59. Wow, it's amazing, right? 59. So I still think it could go down to around here, around 46. Now, in percentage, that's still a lot, right? From 59 to 46, that's still a lot. But I kind of could imagine that this could be the play. Let's look at another. Which other ones do we like? Let's go, for example, and look at Compound. I'm not going to look at too many, you know, not shit coins, but I want to stay at the top quality coins. So if we go in and look here at Compound, it's basically also the same. I could imagine that as here the 13th of June, I think that we will go down and this would be the support. That would be around, around 25. And currently we are seeing, the 34, right? So from 34 to 26. And that's also because in the last few weeks, we've already seen these top quality DeFi coins take off, right? I mean, we saw the low here in June that was down at 25 or 26, and then it went all the way up to around 70, right? So that is all. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot here, but it actually is. I mean, maybe you can see it here better. Yeah, I think. So, yeah, let's see some other coins that I want to point out. Actually, I like to look at synthetics. So let's look at the link, Chainlink. I haven't looked at that. The Chainlink, you could also see, it's kind of like could be the same here. We got down here around 5, and it's currently trading at 6.3, right? So that would be, what is it, almost another 20% down. And that would then be equal, more or less equal to what, yeah, I don't know, mathematically, I can't calculate when I do this now. I want to look at synthetics. There's also another one that I like. And then if you have any requests, let me know. I hope this makes sense, what I'm saying. And if not, then synthetics, I think we have, it's basically, I also think the same play. I think we could go down and see synthetics at 142. And that would be in and currently trading at 176. Now, who knows? I could be wrong. Very wrong, but you know, just to share something. Let's see here. So we got market cap at 800 billion, right? Wow. I mean, look at this. Nothing a lot. I mean, you can look at this yourself. I think it's better that you and I, we're going to have a quick chit chat. And if anybody's in the mood, if anybody is here on the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. I love it that we are the smallest. I cannot find the chat. Here it is. Here it is. Good afternoon, Brisbane, Australia. Yeah, well, I mean, this is the real treat of me streaming here so early or late in the night, early in the morning, that we got Australian visitors. Thank you. It's good to see you, Cindy, and we got Murky Magdala. Where have you been? Thank you for passing by. Good to see you, Dan. What are you saying, my man? You were right as always. Yeah, well, you know. Thank you. Number one. Alexander Boyd. Thank God I found the live. I was just bragging about you. Was right. You have sharpened my crypto skills so much. Hey, Alexander. Thank you. I mean, remember you. I mean, you're number one. I mean, I'm just, getting a comment like this from you makes, this is what I do this for. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's good. So what do we have? And we got CryptoWhale007. It's a good, happy day. Finally able to buy more 15. So happy. Although a lot of people said it will go down 14, 13, 12, 10. But the problem, what if not? What if not? CryptoWhale007. I mean, I got to tell you, that's exactly the way to think. Blockchain bully. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. I was on a crypto. Murky says, I was on a crypto fast. I missed a lot. Yeah. Well, crypto winters. I also, it was hard for me to keep doing the streams because, we had set the target. The target we set in January, right? We said it's going to go down. And then from January until now, more or less talk about the same, the same things and the same things and the same things. I mean, it's like a parrot, right? Keep repeating. The only thing that has saved us in this time since January until now is that all the, I would say, high quality news that we have gotten from, let's say, traditional companies that are really investing and migrating onto the blockchain, and certainly also seeing the infrastructure of Web 3.0 and the CBDC development. So this has given, at least me, it's given me this very, very warm, fuzzy feeling that the future of finance is being built on the blockchain. Argentina, Crypto Messi, and thank you for your comment. I said, I know that video we made there with Argentine and Argentina. And I knew I was messing it up, and shame on me. I should have just Googled it, but thank you for correcting me. Average down. Let's dollar cost averaging bring down our cost. I mean, it is so right. It is so right. I was also thinking today, because I've also now I'm being so pre-programmed. I'm gonna buy 12. I was also thinking, why not pick up a few at 15? So, I mean, this calls for a Bahama Mama moment. Bahama Mama. Okay. Well, let's get into the news, because I think I'm so happy about the positivity, because I'm sure a lot of people have been wrecked, and a lot of people don't even want to hear about crypto, and they're still fasting. Murky Mandela, it's good that you're back. It is exactly the right time to be back. So welcome back to crypto. So, what we spoke about when Bitcoin will hit 12, we spoke about that, and remember, you all have to do your own homework, and you have to go in and look at the CBDC development, right? And I like to, and I tell you to go to atlanticcouncil.org and then follow it. It is important. It is really important, because it is being built right in front of our eyes. So let's get into some of the news. And what are the news? Obviously, we got Sam Bankman-Fried, right? I mean, I'm only happy. We never invested into FTT. We never recommended or said that we are trading on FTX exchange, because we just simply didn't, right? And now that goes to show we were lucky, perhaps we were lucky, but nevertheless, that's how it was, right? And no, I'm happy about that. what is the outcome? It is, when do we buy, and what are the triggers? We always say we buy when there's blood on the street. It ain't over until the fat lady sings. I like this scenario where we are right now. I like this scenario because I also said that yesterday. This is not a fundamental threat to crypto or to the blockchain or to the future of finance. This is a bad buck, a bad apple who has been, who read too much money mechanics from the Federal Reserve and thought he could also implement some fractional lending. And I gotta say, CC, he's a vicious, intelligent, smart man. Just 3 days ago, I don't really like all this gossip, but when we saw the Twitter conversations between them and Sam, he was, he was basically saying yes to the challenge to CC. I guess CC, he taught him a lesson. Don't challenge CC from Binance because he destroyed him. It was actually in CC's hands. He could have not sold, and he could have let Sam continue his, his, let's say, I wouldn't say fraudulent, but his, his operations that were perhaps not in the best interest of clients' assets. There was one thing that I also, funny enough, right? Actually, Sam, I think he was the biggest or the second or the third biggest individual political contributor to, I think, the Democratic Party. $39 million is what he contributed. Now, the question remains, was that his own money or was it client money? And nevertheless, they still didn't get regulated in the United States. And that is why, as far as I could understand, that CC Binance, they actually did not want to follow through with the purchase of FTX. As far as I understand it. So since they couldn't have that license in the United States, they didn't really need it, and they can see it is under investigation, and perhaps even, bad things to come for FTX. What we also spoke about yesterday, and that's why I've highlighted actually Crypto Demon, he made the slide for us, is obviously this is going to be used by the government, by the politicians globally, in order, it's a call for more regulations, right? And that's why here we saw that Senator Loomis, what he said is market manipulation, lending activity, and safeguarding of customer funds and assets are some of the many issues that they plan to address in the coming days. And so we're going to see that everything, all bad apples, everything that's having a negative impact will obviously, the governments will use this to call for more regulations, and also, therefore, thus, they have a good reason to implement the CBDC. But let's jump over to CNBC, because I always like to, look at this. This is the homepage, the first page of CNBC, and there we see CC. As I said yesterday also, in 2017, 2018, 19, 20, this was not the case that mainstream media, they would put such emphasis on crypto. This goes to show it is the future. So it's just another proof that we are on the right track, right? Binance backs out of FTX rescue, leaving the crypto exchange on the brink of collapse. And this is the main story. And then here, Bitcoin falls to its lowest level in nearly 2 years as Binance abandons FTX. And remember what I've said so many times, when mainstream media, when the taxi driver and the milk lady, when they start, spreading fear, or for that matter, when they start spreading, when they also, we will see once the market would turn around and we have new all-time highs, once the medias, start writing about all-time high, that's always, we are waiting for this dynamic. We need the mainstream media to portray the worst possible scenario or the best scenario, right? So we are very close to seeing blood on the street, because now when mainstream media is talking about bad things, now the last retail, the milk lady and the taxi driver, they're also going to sell their coins. We're going to hit 12, and that's when you and I, we pick them up, right? And it's also the same dynamic when we go up. when we go up, and the mainstream media starts, new all-time high, new all-time high. The taxi driver and the milk lady, they take the pockets from the right, the coins from the right pocket, the left pocket, and the back pocket, and enter the market. That's when we see this last 100% increase, and that's when we exit the market, which we've done so perfectly until now. What else do we have? We got some, midterm elections. That's not really what I wanted to focus on, but there is more. Maybe I just have to. So anyway, you can see, crypto on mainstream media. And this is, there was another article here where they were basically, this was actually interesting. I'll see if I can find that, because they were saying that Dow Jones is down 600%, and they were actually blaming that on crypto. I mean, believe it or not, right? Believe it or not. And that, yeah, okay. Yeah, here you go. Look at that. Dow closes more than 600 points lower after indecisive midterms crypto sell-off. What the fuck does crypto sellers have to do with midterms? This was all because of what happened with FTX and Binance. But now they're blaming crypto for it. But it's good. It's good the mainstream doing that. And by the way, it's time to visit Taiwan. Taiwan is a good place this time of year, right? Right before China is going to invade it. So I like that they're promoting it. And I got to say, Ukraine is also lovely this time of year. Okay, let's go back to the... I don't think we need to talk more about those. I mean, the question remains, it can have some spillover effects, right? But remember now, I think we have seen a lot of... we have seen a lot of cleanness, a lot of bad apples disappear, right? From Terra Luna to 3 Arrows to now FTX. So it looks like we've been cleansed. The next piece of news is blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs. They raised 70 million in expanded Series B round. So this is just again where it shows money is flowing in, and listen to the blockchain-based intelligence company announced 70 million expansions, blah blah blah. So now they have raised altogether 130 million. What do we see here? This was interesting. This round was led by Thoma Bravo with Goldman Sachs and previous TRM investors, PayPal Ventures, Amex Ventures, Citi Ventures participating. The expansion follows TRM 60 million. So we can see that, some of the big boys are investing, and of course, not so much to say about this. This news I like, because if there's one company I really like, that's Consensus. Remember, Consensus is founded by Joseph Lubin, one of the co-founders of Ethereum. And MetaMask, we all use MetaMask, right? I hope you use it together with a cold wallet. And MetaMask was also developed by Consensus. And what's happening now is that we're seeing what we usually only, refer to Polkadot as being the the heaven of interoperability. Took me a long time to learn that word, interoperability. But now what's happening is MetaMask allows moving tokens on multiple blockchains with new DApp, decentralized application. So Consensus, they continue working, expanding blockchain interoperability by introducing a new tool for the MetaMask crypto wallet. So now, I use MetaMask every day. For Betty, right? Remember, I own nothing and I'm pretty happy. So we MetaMask users, we can now bridge across multiple blockchain networks using MetaMask bridges, which aggregates different blockchain bridges in one place. And it will start supporting blockchains compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine, which including, of course, Ethereum, Avalanche, BNB Smart Chain, and Polygon. And of course, it's only a matter of time until they're gonna add, I'm for sure, Polkadot and Kamura and Cardano ultimately, because it is about having interoperability, right? That these blockchains, that they can connect and communicate with each other. Remember, MetaMask Institutional is also going to be huge. MetaMask Institutional is going to be the gateway for institutional clients to hold their assets and then ultimately trade on a decentralized exchange, which from my point of view is going to be Uniswap. Love Uniswap. Just remember, this is not financial advice. Everything I say and do, is not financial advice. You got to do your own research, and I do mine. And in the end of the day, I don't know shit about crypto. What else do we have here? I mean, again, another proof of mass adoption, right? So the largest Japanese bank, MUFG, projects to offer financial services in metaverse. I mean, not only they're going to offer crypto coins, now they're also entering the metaverse. So the biggest financial institution in Japan is taking its move to enter the metaverse. On November the 7th, the company announced partnership with ANA Holdings. Probably, it's the biggest airline in Japan, together with JAL. And now, so they, the platform is expected to begin operations with a user base of 38 million people. 38 million, that's a lot of people. And the metaverse platform called Anna Grand Whale is projected to be operational in 2023. Right? The turnaround, 2023, the Web 3.0, launch of the global CBDCs. I mean, it all kind of comes together. And that's also why I think that we are very close to seeing the low of Bitcoin. So what can you do there? Customers of the company will be able to roam the 3D world with their avatars and interact with different stores and stands in the virtual world. I gotta say, guys, I mean, when I read this, I don't know if I'm too old, right? But I mean, this is not something I look forward to. I don't want to roam in the 3D world with my avatar and interact with different stores and stands in the virtual world. I don't need that. I really don't need that. But, who knows? This is what the future's bringing. Hallelujah. So, sexy looking people. Just finish with some geopolitical news and then some, if there's any questions, and maybe just looking at a few charts, because remember, it is a crypto channel. What I want to point out here quickly is that Russia's Putin, he's not going to the G20 summit. We know that there are tensions, so he's not going there, and this is how the mainstream media also presents it. But in fact, their foreign minister, Mr. Lavrov, he will attend. So Russia will be a part of the G20 summit. But what I think is much more important is that the mainstream media, often they don't want to really portray that India and Russia, they are soul brothers and soul sisters, just like Sister Shelly and Brother Jamal. And just look at this recent news. This was actually from today. And India, they have confirmed they will continue buying oil from Russia, but not only continue buying. You see, last year, Russian oil only accounted for 0.2% of all the oil imported by India. However, now Russia has emerged as the top supplier with a 22% share of total crude imports to India. I mean, that's a lot, right? Remember the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And then there was a question to the Indian foreign minister. So he replied to a question on India's response to Western pressure to not buy Russian energy and G7's proposed price cap for Russian oil. And the Indian foreign minister, he just said that India intends to stick to the relationship with Russia as it works to the country's advantage. That's a strong message, right? And when we talk about price caps, because the G7, right, the coalition that, the big, Germany, Canada, and France, and Italy, and Japan, and Great Britain, United States, they have agreed to set fixed price for Russian oil, and this is kind of important. So they have agreed to set a fixed price cap on Russian oil, and they want to come up with the price later this month. So they don't want oil to have a floating rate. So the G7 countries have been in negotiations over the unprecedented plan to put a price cap on oil shipments, which is scheduled to take effect on December the 5th to ensure EU and US sanctions aimed at limiting Moscow's ability to fund its invasion of Ukraine. There's just one caveat about this. Just one caveat. And that is India or China, they have so far refused to join Western sanctions against Russia. That's all we got to say about that. That's all I have to say for today. So let's see if anybody wants to chat, and then that's it. Oh, yeah, I got a shock here. Ooh, something fell outside the window. I just got to check what happened. Oh, sometimes you get scared of just a little glass. So, Sarur Noor, good to see you. How are you? I'm always so happy when you comment. And good to see you. So, what do we Chit Chat Jerry is here. So, what do we have? Any questions? If not, then roses are red, violets are blue. Cherry will always be here too. Yeah, that's true. It sounds like a Danish. We have a little Danish poem like that. Rosa er røde, violer. I can't remember, but many years. What do you say, Crypto Rail here? Very true. When taxi drivers, supermarket ladies, they say lose the hell. It's time to buy. Yes, supermarket ladies. Sexy looking people are here. What do you say, Ashraf Oman? About cryptocurrency as if they were a hell of a money burner. So Binance's loss, is that good behavior from CC? Yeah, I think that's a good question. And we will get to that. Sarunu, enjoying this downfall, as Nico mentioned, before anyone that's gonna happen. So I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. He saved us. Thank you. And Queen. So Queen, this is for all of you. I mean, I love you so much, all of you. The question is, Ashraf, I think, is it good behavior? So your question is, was it morally correct what Binance did? Well, I think that CC, I don't know if it was, a personal ego macho thing between them, but ultimately what CC did is that he helped cleanse the market from bad apples. Let's say, FTX were not allowed, as we have also, I think, Celsius did, and are not allowed to use clients' deposits or even create their own coin and use and implement fractional reserve lending. Now, of course, it's a dilemma because the Federal Reserve, right, and the United States of America, they themselves are using the fractional reserve system. So you can say if a country uses it, then maybe it's okay to do it, right? But on the other hand, I think it's two different things. I mean, the Fed is allowed, we are not, and so in that sense, you could say that Binance he did what a vicious businessman is supposed to do. But I also think it's he attacked a company that was doing bad things. And I actually do not like, you see, CC has actually been so upfront and has communicated to the public of all his of the actions that he were going to do and implement. And Sam actually until the end lied, right? All assets are good, and yeah. He took on the challenge from CC and said, yeah, we got lots of cash reserves. We're gonna keep buying our FTT tokens at 22 per coin. So he was not, from what I've followed, he seemed to be not an honest individual. And so far, and that's also, CC, to me, he's tough. You don't want to fight him, but I think he's a man of his word, and he's done a lot for the ecosystem. Also forget, I think he's done a lot more for the ecosystem and the community than Sam Bankman-Friedman. So, what do we say here? Let me just have a sip here. Oh, yeah. How long will... you see, this is... No, Alexander, this is a good question that you ask. How long will 12,000 hold before going up? Who knows exactly? Who knows? Timing is very difficult. It could be that we could also maybe go down and see 8. You see, I don't know if 12 is the bottom, but, when I predicted this was back in January. It's 9 months ago. But I think that now, I think we are close. I think things are coming together, right? We are seeing blood on the street. We are seeing FTX. We saw Celsius. We saw Terra Luna. It's all been terrible things happening in the sense. But it was a little bit like in 2017 and 2018. In 2017, 2018, we saw a lot of, there were so many ICO scams, right? And we had to cleanse and clean them. Now we have cleansed and cleaned. I mean, obviously, as the market has been growing, we are seeing bigger hits. That goes, with the nature. But I think I think we're very close to the bottom. Again, I don't think that this 12 or 8,000 level is going to be something where we're going to see like with the 20,000 that we saw it for a few months. I think it's going to be a more shorter opportunity. But remember, it's no financial advice. 3,500 BTC. I mean, I mean, everything's possible, right? Everything's possible. I'm not going to put a number one prediction on that. I felt if we're going to hit 12,000, I felt I did what I had to do. And then if we go a little lower or not lower, I'm a firm believer that we will then ultimately go and see 100, 200,000. Might not be in 2023, right? But I think then we are out of the woods. Remember, I've shown you this many times, right? I like to sometimes, let me just see here. I like to show you guys when we can go back in time and we can see, let's go here. Because here you can see this was the stock market crash from 1930s, right? So if you would have bought on top in 1929, well, until 30, it was a very quick crash, but it would have taken you 20 years to recover if you got in 2029. On the other hand, if you get in where we're getting in now, it doesn't really matter. Do we get in here at that time that was the Dow Jones, right, at 1,000 or at 900? We're going to be making money next year already, because I mean this is where timing the market, getting in at the right time, getting out at the right time, this is where it's so important. So do you buy, as you can see, 1,000 or 900, 800? Doesn't really matter. Do you buy now at 12,000, 8,000? When it's if the goal is 100, 200, it doesn't really matter. Patience is all we need. So let's go back. Let's go back here. So what do you say? If 3,500, I will sell my wife to buy. Yeah, grandmother and grandpa and the kids too. Let's sell the kids. Yeah, CryptoMan is funny. I like him too. I like it too. William Evora. Sam is playing checkers while CC's playing. Yeah, that I think that's William is a man who can formulate a precise answer in few words. I just yada yada. I mean, I use a lot of words and come to the same conclusion, but it takes a long time. Thank you, William. Okay, guys, I am so happy you were here. Yeah, we can see Crypto Messi. He's asking here, what is the all-time high for BTC? 100, 120? Any idea? Yeah, well, I also have an idea on that. If you go back and look in the past, with every new cycle, we tend to see a times 3 factor, right? So in 2018, for example, we saw there was 20,000, and then we went up to 60,000, right? And so what I could imagine, or what I could see next time, is Sextol Atten. So around 200. I think 200,000 is probably the new target. And that was actually good what you said there, because maybe I should make a new prediction. Bitcoin 200,000 in 2025. Let's see. But when I make the predictions, I need to think a little bit more about that. If you are weak, the strong will eat you, and that's exactly what they did. So, what is it? Do you think CC will purchase FT? No. No, Queen. No, it's already announced that the Binance not buying nothing. So, sink or swim, exactly. Microsoft will be liquidated. So, Bruno, I don't think. Yeah, that's true. Michael Saylor, he will. If Bitcoin hits 3.5, yeah, then Michael Saylor, he will also. I love it. Thank you, William. Also, Sam is playing checkers while CC is playing chess. Guys, thank you so much. I wish you all the best. And remember, be proud of yourself for the fact that you are here. Really, be proud. And And my currency is a like, or for the algorithm, but really when you share a comment here, that really makes me happy. You cannot imagine, I do all this not to make money, but to build up a community and share. And so thank you for being here. Don't quit. Remember, don't quit, because we got so much to look forward to, because we are lions.